Not young, not 60. I thought, as I was preparing to speak this morning, what can I say? I've been a Christian for the best part of 17 years, so this is not a step of salvation, but rather a marker in my Christian journey. I was thinking back that actually God's a God who asks us to remember. And so I thought I'd just share with you certain parts of my story so that I can remember them, but that you can know them and know me a bit better. The first thing that happened to me spiritually was when I was 4, and my parents, who were non-believers, took me and my sister to be christened in Singapore, where we lived, at a local Presbyterian church. So that's my first marker. I was offered to God by my parents. They confirmed a faith that they knew in part, but not completely. And then, probably for the next more decades than I want to think about, I was what I would say spiritually dormant, but as I look back I can see God in my life, but I didn't know he was there, and I certainly didn't have any relationship with him. So in my late 30s, I moved to Finchampstead with my son and my husband, and realised that there must be more to life than this. So I began looking, and was led through my son visiting Barkham Church, to just investigate Christianity a bit more, which is what I did. And in November 1996, as is the Anglican way, the christening and the baptism that my parents did for me was confirmed. And from then to now, I would describe I've been like the Israelites wandering in the wilderness, because I've been learning about God, I've been learning about Jesus, I've been learning what it means to follow him through the highs and the lows of my experience. And I think what I've found in this period is that my faith has been proven and honed in relationship to God, in relationship to other people. And last year, my husband and my girls and I went on holiday to Turkey, and I had yet another marker that God put down for me. My family background was not particularly easy. My father was an alcoholic, and I had a lot of unforgiveness. And during the time there, during ministry, because I went on a Richmond Christian holiday, there's a plug for you, I realised that actually God was asking me to forgive my father in a way that I'd never done before, but also ask for his forgiveness, because I wasn't the perfect daughter for him. And so one evening after ministry, I took all the courage that I had and asked if the ministry leader would pray with me. And we talked about it being a marker in the sand, and he said, this is going to be a year of preparation for you, Fiona, and God is going to change you, and he's going to heal the consequences of your relationship with your earthly father. And as some of you who know me well can testify, that's what's been happening this year. So there have been highs and lows. There have been times when I've been really joyful in the Lord, and times when I've thought I've got it sorted and then crashed so badly that the only place I can really go is to God for forgiveness and to the cross. So a few months ago, which is really why I got to the place I am today, in fact it was 20th of July, I remember it well, our wedding anniversary. James and I have been married 20 years this year. Ralph Lee came and he gave a talk, and he spoke about the Ethiopians' baptism. And God had been speaking to me a lot about entering a place of rest, and I really didn't understand what that meant. He was saying to me, don't try harder in faith, try softer. Enter a place of rest, let me fight for you. And they're great words, but I really didn't understand them until Ralph explained the Ethiopians' understanding of baptism is that you get baptised in order to enter into Jesus' rest. And it was kind of like this big light bulb, and I thought, yeah, okay, that's what I've got to do. Shared it with Alison, shared it with Chris, and as they say, the rest is history. This is about saying yes to God in a new and different way. This is about knowing him and saying yes to God. This is about taking what he has for the rest of my life and just saying, yeah, it's going to happen, Lord. And I know that there's going to be verses of scripture prayed over me, but actually the Lord has given me some scripture, and I want to share it with you because you're my church family, and actually as I journey in the future, you're going to be part of that journey. So I hope you're going to be part of that journey anyway. And the passage that God is showing to me at the minute is from Joshua chapter 1. And Joshua talks to the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, and he says, remember what Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you. The Lord your God is giving you a place of rest. He's given you this land. Your wives, children, and livestock may remain here in the land Moses assigned to you on the east side of the Jordan River. But your strong warriors, fully armed, must lead the other tribes across the Jordan to help them conquer their territory. Stay with them until the Lord gives them rest, as he has given you rest, and until they too possess the land the Lord your God is giving them. Only then may you return and settle here on the east side of the Jordan River, in the land that Moses, the servant of the Lord, assigned to you. And they answered Joshua, we'll do whatever you command, and we'll go wherever you go. I don't know how these verses are going to be manifest in my life, but I do know that I will say to God here and now in front of you, echoing the words of the prophet Isaiah, here I am, Lord, send me.